Adam Busby of OutDaughtered says show's crew is like aunts and uncles. Adam Busby says his 6 daughters see filming the family's TLC's reality show, OutDaughtered, as not really a big deal. The pint-sized stars of TLC's reality series OutDaughtered are no strangers to cameras. The Busby Quints grew up on television, and over the years, they've become so close to the film crew that documents their lives that they see them as family, Dad Adam Busby recently shared. Adam Busby says filming OutDaughtered is no big deal for the Quints. On June 25th, Adam took to Instagram to share some behind-the-scenes footage from the new season of OutDaughtered with his followers. That prompted some questions from fans who wondered how the girls felt about being filmed. Days when the camera crew is present are like any other day, Adam explained in a reply to a commenter. They've been doing this since they were born. We have new people in and out all the time. It's not really a big deal to them. Adam said the now 8-year-old Busby Quints are so comfortable with longtime OutDaughtered crew members that they basically see them as part of the family. The crew members that have been with us since the beginning are like aunts and uncles, Adam explained. For the most part, they see them more than most of their family while we are in production. While being filmed is mostly a matter of routine for the Quints and their big sister Blake, Adam and his wife Danielle Busby don't force them to participate in filming OutDaughtered if they're not feeling up to it. If any one of the girls doesn't want to be on camera, they go play off camera in another part of the house, Adam explained. Adam and Danielle allow their daughters to step away from the cameras whenever necessary. They're also in tune with when the whole family needs a break. After filming wrapped on the last season of OutDaughtered, which aired in 2021, the Texas couple took an extended hiatus from their reality show. At the time, they weren't sure they'd ever return to TV. We honestly didn't think we would ever come back, Adam explained in a video posted to the family's It's a Buzz World YouTube channel. Instead, he and Danielle felt it was time to focus on their family and other projects outside of OutDaughtered. We just really need Ed some time of rest and replenishment, Danielle added. It was a hard decision, but we know that it was the best thing that we needed for the family. After some time away, TLC reached out to see if the Busby would be interested in filming more episodes of OutDaughtered. At that point, they decided the time was right to revisit the show. One reason they wanted to return was to put something on TV that both parents and kids can enjoy. Our job as a family is to go out and put something out there that's entertaining that families can sit down and watch together, Danielle said. It's just fun, family entertainment. Adam and Danielle Busby's net worth is a bit of a mystery for now. When you go from having 1 daughter to 6 pretty much all at once, it's 100% guaranteed that your life will change pretty drastically, and so will your finances. Of course, signing a reality show contract could help to assuage the inevitable blow to the bank account. It's certainly a source of income for Adam and Danielle Busby, who star along with their 2-year-old Quintuplets and their older daughter, 6-year-old Blake, on the TLC hit OutDaughtered. The show is popular enough that it just launched its 3rd season. So, given exposure, what is Adam and Danielle Busby's net worth? The Busbys have been open about the fact that managing their finances hasn't exactly been a walk in the park since Ava, Riley, Hazel, Parker, and Olivia were born. It's been a big drop because I used to work full-time and we had 2 incomes coming in, Danielle told People late last year, reflecting on having to quit her job in order to take care of the literal influx of daughters. We budget, and we do what we can to make ends meet and make it work. Cutting down to 1 income would certainly mean taking a hit, especially when that income supports a family of 8. But all the Busbys are earning their keep on OutDaughtered, and it's likely helping them to maintain the lifestyle they do. While information on how much the Busbys earn per episode is not publicly available, we know that it can be a boon for the pocketbook. For example, reality producer Terrence Michael hypothesized that the Kids and Counting era Duggar family raked in between $25,000 and $40,000 per episode back in 2009, according to E! News. The same year, John Goslin of John and Kate Plus 8 said in a CNN interview that each episode of the show brought in $22,500 for its stars. Of course, both of those shows were major hits back in their heydays. The OutDaughtered crew may not be household names like the Duggars just yet. Still, HowRichies.org estimated Danielle's net worth to be at a cool $300,000, which is certainly a nice chunk of change in the bank if those estimates true. That is. and the family has another source of income. In addition to Adam's job as a key account manager, the couple recently opened a cycling class business called Rush Cycle. So that will undoubtedly help line their bank account a bit more as well. Whatever the Busbys' finances and net worth, let's hope that TLC is taking good enough care of them that they decide to do at least 3 more seasons of OutDaughtered. Because that much cute should never go off the air. Leading up to the birth of my first child, I remember having 2 main things on my mind: the fear of childbirth and dreading sleepless nights. And, let's be clear, those were both valid concerns. However, along with the feedings and diaper changes to interrupt my sleep, I also found myself lying awake with another sense of dread, realizing just how much money you end up paying for a newborn baby. A recent Baby Center survey found that parents can expect to spend $20,384 on baby-related costs in the first year of their kid's life, which, in no news, also contributed to 89% of moms saying finances impacted their mental health. It's a stress I was reminded of all over again as we welcomed our second kid this year. The cost of bringing a newborn into the world goes far beyond baby gear. You're looking at things like insurance, hospital bills, college savings, and more. According to the experts, these are the major financial things to plan for when you have a newborn. Budget for essentials: hospital bills, health insurance, and basic needs. Budgeting for the essentials is key when it comes to not going into sticker shock when your newborn arrives. According to Michelle Pava of The Finance Therapist, some of the basics worth saving for are health insurance costs, hospital bills, and a little cushion for unexpected doctor visits. You'll have 30 to 60 days after your child's birth to register them for health insurance during a special enrollment period because you didn't have enough going on, right? From there, diapers, clothing, cribs, car seats, and feeding supplies will make up the core of your first major purchases. If you can, start a small savings account for your baby's future. It doesn't matter if it's $10 at a time. The habit itself builds confidence. Pava recommends saving up for 3 to 6 months of basic expenses as a goal. However, if that seems high, something is always better than nothing. Even $1,000 tucked away can give you breathing room, she says. What matters most is not a magic number at having a plan and knowing you can adjust as you go. Life insurance for yourself and your partner can help protect your family, putting financial resources in place if, knock on wood, anything were to happen to either of you. Disability insurance is another consideration, as it provides financial support if one or both parents are unable to work due to a severe illness or injury. Depending on your plan, this can help cover essentials like mortgage, childcare, and household expenses for a certain period of time. Legal stuff: savings account, a trust, updated will. Safoan Prak, a certified financial planner at Vanguard, shared the importance of estate planning and guardianship when welcoming a newborn to your family. Estate planning entails the creation of legal documents to specify your wishes for your assets in the event of your passing or inability to make decisions for yourself, Prak shares. It can involve setting up a trust, selecting beneficiaries for retirement accounts and life insurance policies, and how you transfer ownership of your assets. For underage children, it's crucial to designate a guardian who can raise your child if you're unable. Childcare is often the biggest shock, sometimes costing as much as a mortgage, Pava explains. I know for my FOMO. Why, having 2 working parents required finding childcare options early, and I'm likely not the first person to stress how expensive it can be. The cost of our daycare for 2 kids is not far off from the majority of my salary, something my husband and I had to account for and plan for when deciding whether I should stay at home or not. While not all kids may choose to pursue college after high school graduation, it's never a bad idea to have money set aside for if they do. Start investing in your child's future goals now, Prak advises. While school might feel far off, it will be here before you know it. Opening a 529 savings plan, which is a tax-advantaged savings account, can be a great way to get a head start on saving for your child's education. These accounts offer tax benefits, high contribution limits, easy gifting options, and flexibility. In fact, you can utilize a 529 for K-12 expenses, trade school tuition, college expenses, including room and board, and even for studying abroad. According to Prak, more than half of parents report spending $1,000 or more annually on unexpected costs. In my personal experience, that number has probably been even higher. From unexpected hospital visits to supplies we didn't know we needed. Who knew an infant could be so picky with a bottle type? We spent a lot more in our first year than we had planned to. Consider saving a minimum of $2,000 or at least half a month of expenses for spending shocks, and 3 to 6 months worth of expenses if you can swing saving a larger sum in case of income loss, Prac recommends. Along with unexpected costs, there's what PEVA calls the hidden cost of convenience. As for what this is, it includes ordering meals or paying for help when you are exhausted, PEVA explains. These are not failures. They are part of adapting to life with a newborn. Don't forget that meal planning, accepting dinner from friends and family, and budgeting are all ways to cut food costs. There is a saying widely repeated in my family that all you really need to have a baby is a towel and a drawer. My father, who has had 5 children and 8 grandchildren, is the origin of this statement, and I don't doubt that when he had his first baby in the early 70s, at the age of 27, they didn't have too much more than those advised essentials. As I folded hand-me-downs last month with my younger brother, whose first baby is now just a few weeks old, we chuckled about our dad's perhaps apocryphal advice. What did he know, anyway? What's so wild about it, though, is that, a decade into parenting, the towel and a drawer, maxim feels both completely absurd and refreshingly wise. A lot has changed since the 70s. When I was pregnant with my first child, my dad's perspective on parenting preparation felt as silly as giving a colicky baby a finger of whiskey. First, the cost of living for families in this country has grown astronomically. My parents, for example, could afford a home in a diverse city on 2 therapists' salaries. Now, the house I grew up in has been divided into luxury condos that I could only dream of affording. Childcare costs are real and overwhelming. My husband and I calculated, when our last child started public kindergarten, that we had spent almost $200,000 on the first 5 years of care for our 2 children. Children need medical care, and medical care in this country is becoming more expensive and elusive by the day. And, of course, there is the stuff. 50 years ago, my dad, who I promise you did have a legit crib for my oldest sibling, had few options and little pressure to make baby-related purchases. Now, new parents like my brother and his partner are bombarded with ads and suggestions from other parents to buy high-tech strollers, specially designed tummy time mats, and smart bottle warmers. Even with older children, I find it difficult to turn down this constant thrum, the promise that if I just shell out a few more bucks, some aspect of life that I perhaps hadn't even considered as a danger would be made easier for myself or my kids. But what do we really need? Don't get me wrong, the social and political structure of many places, the U.S. in particular, make the financial burden of child-rearing fall on individual parents in ways both avoidable and cruel. Reading Abigail Leonard's 4 Mothers, which tells the story of 4 women becoming pregnant and navigating their children's first year across 4 continents, this fact could not be clearer. Having children is less expensive when you have paid leave. The U.S. is the only industrialized nation without it, or universal health care, or state-funded childcare. But, though many of our financial parenting woes are systemically created, we do have choices within in that crappy system. Some purchases, like a comfortable breast pump or a carrier that won't break your back, really can make parenting easier. But most of the actual expenses you may be dreading are either not essential or readily available, used or free from parents who are dying to get rid of the gear their children so quickly age out of. Patricia Johnson, a financial planner in the Bay Area and solo mother by choice of a 10-year-old, agrees. There's a lot of consumerism built into modern parenting that just isn't necessary, Johnson explained. In her parent clients, she sees patterns of spending that don't really benefit children, like classes, weekend activities, and the biggest culprit, restaurants. The kids are fine just at the park, she told me. Your kid doesn't need variety, you do. In terms of preparation, Johnson mostly believes that parents will make the adjustments they need to make once they understand their parenting priorities, and that this make-it-work mentality is a natural byproduct of raising kids that isn't all bad. She's had parents change jobs, for example, in order to afford dyslexia interventions. They just do it, she says. For those in your position, thoughtfully ruminating on the best-case scenario for future with children, Johnson's pre-baby advice is the same she'd give any clients. She recommends tracking spending for a period of time to get clear on what your habits are, and doing it before you have a child so you're not having to do that work during the first year off. Parenting. It allows you to prioritize, and then you'll have a better sense of what you're willing to let go of if you have to make trade-offs as a new parent. She also recommends worrying less about college savings and more about retirement, as you can borrow and scheme for the former, but not the latter. I would also add in that flexing your communal and collaborative muscles, getting to know your neighbors, sharing responsibilities with friends, getting comfortable asking for and offering help, will be enormously beneficial to you when you realize that even a teenaged babysitter can charge $25 an hour, and if you only need one car, if you can arrange a daycare carpool. This, of course, takes work, but it is worth it. And it's not only for your mental health. Childcare swaps, shared meals, and pooled resources can end up saving you money in the long run. Who is ready to have a baby? No one. And also, mostly everyone. I'm sure you can find a towel and a drawer somewhere. OutDaughtered spoilers. Danielle Busby shares feelings after going to therapy. OutDaughtered spoilers reveal that in the season finale, Danielle Busby went to therapy for the first time. She and her husband, Adam Busby, have been going through a lot with all of their children getting older, and she needed a way to work through her problems. On June 25th, viewers will watch as the season finale showcases the Busbys and what is next for them. Will they finally figure out how to work through everything? Let's find out more. OutDaughtered spoilers. Danielle Busby opens up. Danielle has been sharing her feelings with Adam about the stress, and she felt that she needed another outlet to get her mind off of things. She has been struggling with making sure that she has time for all of her daughters, their activities, and herself. While she was talking to her new therapist, she told the cameras, "The struggle is, I love each of them more than they could ever know, but why do I feel like I didn't do enough for them?" Danielle told her sisters that she feels as if she has failed at everything. Her sisters show her massive support by telling her that she really needs to slow her mind down a bit. They told her that she really does need to talk to a therapist about what is happening in her life. After seeing the therapist, Danielle felt as if they just talked and found it hard for her to be emotionally open about her struggles. OutDaughtered spoilers. What is next? Danielle has found it very hard to open up about her feelings to her therapist, but knows that the more she goes, she will be able to share more. It has been hard for her to raise her daughters and work on her career as well. She and Adam have been struggling with their marriage because of trying to keep up with all of their children. They both knew that things would get harder as they grew, but this was not what they expected at all. Adam and Danielle have been reaching out to one another for help, but Adam feels that they can do it all. Danielle feels as if they need a nanny to help them with the girls. Of course, the two of them have yet to solve this problem, but hopefully we'll be able to figure out what is next for them. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with OutDaughtered right now. Come back here often for OutDaughtered spoilers, news, and updates. OutDaughtered star Danielle Busby thought show was done, says returning to filming was not easy. In a YouTube video, Danielle and Adam Busby opened up about why they decided to make more episodes of OutDaughtered. Adam and Danielle Busby are opening up about the decision to return to TLC for another season OutDaughtered. The Texas couple and their 6 daughters, including a set of Quintuplets, shared their lives with the world on 8 seasons of their reality show. But in 2021, Adam and Danielle decided to step away from filming. At the time, they stressed OutDaughtered had not been canceled and that they were open to returning to TV in the future. But in reality, Danielle thought she and her family were unlikely to ever film more episodes of the show. "Really am still shocked at the journey God places our family on," she wrote in a June 6th Instagram post. "We thought we were done filming OutDaughtered years ago. Here we are again with a new season airing July 11th. The mom of 6 added that the decision to let a camera crew back into her life was not easy, but that she realized she couldn't control God's plan for her life. Adam and Danielle Busby on why they quit filming OutDaughtered. In a video shared to their It's a Buzzworld YouTube channel, Adam and Danielle shed more light on their decision to step away from OutDaughtered and the circumstances that led them to decide it was time to return to TV. "We honestly didn't think we would ever come back," Adam explained, adding that he and his wife felt it was time to focus on their family and other projects outside of the show. "We just really need some time of rest and replenishment," Danielle added. "It was a hard decision. but we know that it was the best thing that we needed for the family. The Busbys, who are Christian, have always made it clear that their faith guides the decisions they make for their family. So, when the couple began to get messages that it might be time to return to TV, they listened. As they shared in the video, they did a spiritual fast through their church a year after they quit filming. Both came away more open to the idea that God was calling on them to share their story. "I didn't want to jump back into TV," Danielle explained. At the same time, she felt that God was telling us to go back in the light. The Busbys explain why they came back to TLC. Even after the fast, Adam and Danielle weren't